world. Ooh, let me get my water. Guys, it's been a hot second. But guess what? You're seeing me on my first day of ADHD meds, and you know what? Literally feeling great. Literally feeling great, my folks. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, when I say every single person in my life has ADHD. Now, do I have it? It's still up for debate. But do I have the symptoms? Maybe from CPTSD. I don't know. But you know what? She's fucking working, boys. She's fucking working. Okay, so I have a bit of time because I need to go to bed soon. I have not been sleeping. And my pals are going to come home soon. I finished all my homework. Oh, Papa has been productive, I can tell you right now. And I've definitely been productive tonight. Okay. So, the neighbors are feeling great. I can hear them through the walls. What do we want? I don't know. Let's party tonight. Tarot-wise. Let's get the box open. Is this the one we want? No, it's this guy. Okay. Okay, well, let's call in the crowd favorites. Guys, it's the full moon tomorrow. How's everyone feeling about it? How are we just feeling in general? I can tell you right now, this week, she's been a doozy, boys. But, you know what? I'm feeling hopeful. I really am. Again, I don't know. This is the amazing thing sometimes about treating things. I don't know. I don't know what's what, but I just know in this moment, I feel fantastic. And you know what that means? We're probably going to have a fantastic reading. Actually, that's not true. Sometimes I think we're going to have a fantastic reading, and she goes way south. Okay. Also, my voice is still going. We're just going to have to work with what we got. Okay. Crowd favorites. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone that you're working and praying with. So long as it's not Debbie Devil. Oh, Grandmama. Yeah, Grandmama. I was actually just looking at a picture of my Grandmama because she's my iPad screensaver. And I was just looking at her. She's wearing her little floral dress. Oh, God. Just beautiful. Okay, Grandmama. What's this? 5 of Cups. Okay. Kitty Whiskers. You know what, though? Like I said, I've been crying all week. No shade. Okay, someone in the crowd is in some 5 of Cups. We don't know until we know, but let's just get all the cards on the table. Okay, well, it flew out. Weird. Okay, there's something here about a deer. Like a doe. Doe, a deer. A female deer. Ray, a drop of gold. Okay. What does that have to do? I haven't thought about that song since I was a kid, except to sing in a music class. 9 of Swords. Doe, a deer, a female deer. There's something about that song, but as we all know, I'm terrible with lyrics. I can hear it perfectly. Okay, but then I'm also seeing, because it's about the keys, like if you're to do scales on a piano. Okay, so is there something here about a piano? Doe, a deer, female deer. Oh, I wish, actually, I just packed up all my computer stuff. Okay, I'm gonna follow it. Okay, there's something here about that song. Or maybe you live in a part of the world where female deers just walk around. It happens. I lived rural. But there's something here about the piano keys and scales. Hey, maybe some of you are actually just piano teachers. You do that on the side or full time. And you teach kids. Yeah, and you do little songs to get them to remember. Okay, but we have the Five of Cups to the Nine of Swords. What is this about? Okay, well, hopefully it's ending, but like, let's continue. Okay, Five of Cups. Is it really 3 cards? What are we doing? Okay, 2. Okay, we'll do this one first. Okay, oh, that's nice. Got the Champion of Wands going underneath the Five of Cups. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of interesting imagery. Okay, so I've seen this card clearly a million times, but you know what I'm seeing tonight? I see this as more like this coming out of his mouth. Like he's throwing up or like expelling. But even that, the spelling, expelling, and that song was a song that we always sang in music class. Yeah, I feel like someone here is a teacher, to be honest. Or there's something here about school or being a teacher. Okay, so this is a very curious reading already. So the Champion of Cups is going underneath the Nine of Swords. Well, it's also interesting that kind of like the lucky horseshoe or like the wreath of success and triumph, but it is more like also a horseshoe, but it's a snake. Okay, interesting. Oh, and we do also have the snake here. I think actually for some of you, you do really live in a more like a less like metropolis kind of place. Like it does feel more rural. Because like when I looked over, and I'm not hallucinating, like this isn't the meds, this is, and I do live normally quite rural, so like seeing deer is kind of normal, but with like the grizzly here and the owl and the rabbit, I'm like, okay. So I feel like I have a teacher or someone in the crowd who's living a bit rural. Maybe you do bet on horse races. Okay, so what's going underneath the world? The Apprentice of Wands. The snail. Or no, actually, my bad. It's a slug. I thought this was the shell. I thought it was a snail. But then I was like, wait a second, why is there like a galaxy on his shell? But it's not. Okay, so it's a slug. Now, when I used to live in a part of Vancouver Island, where it's like more of a rainforest, I was living in a tent for a while because in the summer it's like tourist season and there's never any housing, and I was doing, you know, like seasonal work. So they had this big campground that a lot of the workers would camp at until the season ended and everyone moved out, and then you could like rent a place. And I befriended the banana slugs, and I really got to know them. And most people hate them, but okay, so there's something very earthy here, natural. But the only thing that seems to be a little bit unnatural is your emotional state. The Five of Cups to the Nine of Swords. And Spirit is pointing out the fins on this fish and then pointing out the underside of the mushroom. Interesting. Again, I kind of don't know where we're going, to be honest. And to be honest, I do love these types of readings when I really, like, we're both, again, I'm just the driver. I haven't been CC'd. I don't know where we're going. I'm just literally getting directions as we go. Okay, but wait, but the fish and the slug are facing each other. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be, yeah, this one isn't as obvious. So something's not as obvious. It's more symbolic. Natural versus unnatural. Okay, so what's going underneath the Five of Cups to the Champion of Wands? Oh, the Lovers. The Pearl. Well, to be honest, the way that these hands are touching, and because with the Champion of Cups and the Apprentice of Wands, the way that the banana slug and the fish are facing each other, but like I said, Spirit was pointing out the fins and then where the slug is with the mushroom. So we have a very earth, water thing happening here. But because these guys do bury themselves in the sand, so there's kind of like this earth water element, and we see that they're very close to touching. But when I look at these two, I see those as the hands. And because I was talking about observing, like something being really hated, but never being really observed. Like a lot of people hate the banana slugs in BC because they do what they do. Like if there's a beautiful garden, they're gonna go munch on those things, those delectable things in the garden. And so everyone hates them. And then it's terrible things like puts them all in blenders and blends them up and then puts it back into the garden, which I think is just horrific. So one of you is like taking the time to observe someone. And it's weird because I don't feel like this person is like ugly or like has something inherently unlovable about them. But there's something here about taking the time to just observe something in its natural habitat. And when you can do that, there's, again, a real appreciation. And since Spirit is pointing out the similarities of the fin to the mushroom, it's like one of you is making a connection. Instead of seeing the differences or what separates, it's actually making the connection of being like, oh, in appearance, we seem really different, but actually, and there's something about the materiality because I can feel the mushroom texture. I spent many years working in kitchens as a cook, and plus I like to grow things, and I love mushrooms. So the tactility of mushrooms, like the underside, you know, you can kind of like brush through it like a book, and I can feel what that fin would feel like. And with that horseshoe being a snake, the expelling. Oh, but then there's like the expelling. Okay, hold on. Sorry guys, I'm putting it all together. Okay, so what's going underneath the Nine of Swords to the Champion of Cups? Doe deer, female deer. The Nine of Wands. So we have the Nine of Swords to the Nine of Wands. Oh, again, see, what Spirit is showing out, how we have the champion, like one of you is the Champion of Cups. You'll just have to place yourself where you go. And there's an observation of someone here who's the Apprentice of Wands. So someone here is also the Nine of Swords, and the other one is the Nine of Wands. And so there's something here, again, Spirit's pointing out the prickliness of the quills, but that being like these distorted swords for the tiger. Interesting, very different, but yet something intrinsically connects you. And I know we talk about that a lot sometimes, but there's something in particular. Okay, I'm really intrigued. I'm not going to lie. I kind of love it actually I'm following the mystery. Interesting. Okay, yeah, you got to work for it. Something that's not obvious. You got to work to see. Yeah, there's like an effort required. But if you make the effort, yeah, there's like a kingdom that opens up here. Yeah, like the world. Yeah, it's like a portal. Exactly. You get to step through something. I mean, it is an ending, but this to me is like, oh, and with all the eyes. Yes. See, it is about seeing. The effort. If you put in the effort to observe and to see, I'm not hearing the word see, it's about observation. It's funny because in our psych class, the last psych class was on methodology. No, sorry. The last psych class was on neurobiology. Before that, we were talking about methodology in terms of research. And so one of the things that comes up is just like, what is observable, and in what environment are you observing? Because that also affects outcomes. So when you can observe someone, oh, so maybe there's someone in your life where like you've been observing them in an environment, and it's not like they're not being their truest self, but it is very different when you see someone in the comfort of their own environment. They will behave differently. Okay, interesting. But you two are close to touching. Yeah, you're so different, yet so similar. Okay, so Grandma, what is going underneath the world to the apprentice of wands? What's this? Was it this too? Oh, interesting. Okay, so the first card that came out was the Three of Pentacles. So again, working to build something together. And again, talking about materiality. It's all natural. Natural versus unnatural. Guys, does this even make sense to you? I don't know. But again, look at the hands. Reaching out. But see how we have the axe and the scythe? What do we have here? We have like the prickles, like, yeah, the two of you. And it's weird. Oh, it's your defense mechanisms. I see. You're both very similar, and you both have sharp defense mechanisms. And so you're close to touching, but you can't quite, because it's your defense mechanisms that are in the way. Oh, I love this. And the working together, again, this looks like the bees. It's not, it's the wasps. And wasps are historically known to be more aggressive. So the expelling, yeah, this is what needs to be expelled. And see, we see the broken sticks here. I always forget about that. And yeah, we see the wands here. Okay, so one of you is expelling and one of you is breaking. Yeah, the defense. And that's what wasps do. They defend, they protect, and they're very aggressive when they need to defend. So both of you, okay, and in your natural environment. Okay, guys, I love this. But see, again, you're both very close to touching. Because see, this is what really wants to occur, but right now this is what's happening. Okay. I love this. Oh, there's something here about the scales. The major and minor. Yeah, like with those swords, I keep seeing the black and white keys. Oh, but also, we are seeing black and white. So I wonder if some of this actually has to do with race or cultural, where on appearance it may seem as though there's a great divide, but what you don't actually see is, By going back to, again, sorry, the keys on a piano. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. This Five of Cups is like the black keys. There's something here about like the minor. Oh, and this would be actually the minor arcana. Oh, so you're in the minors. And somehow this is reminding me of minor league. But the minors, it's more sad. It's more solemn. Interesting. Both of you are in the minors. But maybe that's what is unnatural, is that because you're both one here is Champion of Cups, Champion of Wands, even though we have the Apprentice of Wands, but it's about being in the major leagues. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so let's clarify the Five of Cups, please. My God. Oh, yeah, this has me gripped. Okay, continue on, Grandmama. Okay, so the Five of Cups. The Champion of Swords. Okay, well, again, this guy has a skull on the outside, so there's no visible eyes. And with his plumes, again, it looks really unnatural because, to be honest, I don't know what these are. These look like icicles or, again, the swords. So there's something unnatural occurring. Hold on, let me see these cards together. Because there's something here about the crying. But this is like one eye. But mind you, there's just kind of like one big socket. One big socket for that giant eyeball. Oh, and interesting. This eyeball is actually, because again, it looks like a cup, but then when you kind of look at the cup, you're like, well, it's this flower. But you know where we see the same flower is right here. So is there something then about a past success? Because the horse is facing the past, this is present, but this guy is also facing the past. Okay, so there's something here. Again, going back to success, but like minor league versus major league. The minor arcana versus the major arcana. In fact, the only two major arcana on the table is the World and the Lovers. Everything else is minor. Okay, well, there's a referencing here to the past, but even like I said, there's something about the song, Doe deer, female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more? The Five of Cups to the Champion of Swords. Wait, hold on. I was feeling both, but I want it to be clear. Okay, so the Five of Cups to the Champion of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Okay, so it is about seeing clearly. You can't see something clearly. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so the Nine of Swords. Oh, it's my favorite, the King of Penties. It's this little cutie fucking patootie. What did I say about the earth? Okay, so the Nine of Swords person is earthy. So that Nine of Swords tiger. Well, we'll see. Hold on. Okay, but this little cutie patootie. Oh, he is so handsome. I love those eyes. He's always smizing. Okay, and we got this big star. Oh yeah, like I said, going back to this, the star. I'm like, what is that? Like, why is this, I don't know, circle, globe, round thing in the garden with the mushrooms? Like, I don't even know what that is. But we do see stars here. Okay, sorry guys, like, this is probably the most kind of convoluted, like, it's very mysterious. Yeah, it's not obvious, but things are coming. Okay. Defense mechanisms. Well, I wonder what big old toads do for their defense. Okay. What is going to the world? Oh, the Apprentice of Swords. There's a lot here around seeing the truth. Yeah, the seeing. And what's interesting though, and I noticed it, but I didn't say anything immediately, but this one with the sword being downturned. I don't know, and there's all this bird action up there. I feel like it's like, even though it technically is a revealing of truth, but the sword being in the soil. Wow, it's Saturday night. The neighbors are definitely feeling it. Okay, you go, girl. Oh, but going back to the elements of air and earth, where I was like, the sword is in the earth, and then I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, well, the sword, it's air, so now we're combining. But then when I was looking at the ant to the sword, the ant, oh, hey, and look, he's got the stars on his body. There's like a referencing to all of these, again, natural things. Except for the wasps, though. They don't have stars like that. Why do these little guys have stars? Why does the ant have stars on his body? And why is this banana slug with this round object, it looks like a marble with stars? So then the earth, okay, this is such a weird reading. I don't even know if I'm actually gonna post it. Like, I don't know. Like, is this fun for people? Like, sometimes when I feel like it's not obvious and I'm figuring it out, like, it's really fun for me because I feel like I'm solving a puzzle, unraveling a mystery, but like, like, it usually always comes together, but okay, so tell me more about the apprentice of swords to the world. The Seven of Pentacles. I'm just hearing it's about time. And to be honest, I keep looking at all of these eyes. Olive. As soon as I said all of these eyes, I just heard olive. Oh my god, like, where are we, Spirit? Spirit, I'm really tired, and like, this is really fun, but like, what are we talking about? Okay, well, it's about time, but there is something about these eyes watching. I feel like it is ancestral, but I feel like because our ancestors, like, our family comes, yeah, all the stars. There's a really marking of time here. and they're saying it's about time. And they're definitely watching, but there's definitely this crossing over into a threshold, a different world, endings and beginnings. We definitely know there's defense mechanisms here that are keeping you. Okay. Okay, so the Champion of Wands. Oh, strength. What is the horse throwing up? Yeah, like I feel like that, the tail of this snake. Oh, the Ouroboros, the snake that eats itself. Oh, someone inserted themselves. It's like you got caught in someone else's cycle. It's like joining in on the Ouroboros, the snake that eats its own tail, where like as the snake's eating its own tail, you just kind of insert yourself and you're like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, like, okay. And then you need to expel it because it was never yours. Oh, so this does have to do with generational stuff. Probably generational trauma, if we're to be honest. The things that aren't ours. But I do believe our ancestors watch us. I don't think all of them sometimes have our best interest. I once heard, oh God, I hate when they get going. The walls are just so thin. Yeah, I remember some kind of spiritualist talking about being like, be mindful of, again, the language. Call in the benevolent ancestors because you can 100% have an ancestor that is jealous of you or is not evolved and is like working out their shit, but like maybe doesn't want to actually see you succeed. So like call in your benevolent ancestors. But the tail, yeah, the snake that eats its own tail. Oh, but then we see, again, the family. It's a father-son. The sins of the father. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Okay, so there is something here about, the defense mechanisms. You learned a defense mechanism or a way of reacting from a parent, most likely your father. Because it's defense, we have the tiger and then we have porcupine. Yeah, there's something here about being very reactive. Okay. Oh, the things that are natural, unnatural. It's like, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. When we're in our natural essence, we judge our family line, you know. I like to think, oh my God, it's so distracting. Ooh, I want to put on my noise canceling earphones. I'm really noise sensitive. Even my own family, even my dad, my bio dad, and the men that were in my life as supposed father figures, even in the ways that they were terrible, including my mom. I know their stories, and what's kind of horrifying but also actually kind of beautiful is that they did actually supersede their own abusive parents. And so it's about understanding that, yes, on one hand, these things are not okay, but Earth is kind of what is considered the unnatural environment. It's the minor leagues in the sense because as spirits or whatever it is, our cosmology, the stars, I kind of want to cry. Like I'm seeing the poetic language. It's like a deeper message here. It's about our truest nature. We take this life very seriously because it is supposed to be like a dream. We're supposed to commit to the bit. If we remembered everything, we couldn't learn the lessons. So going back to the slug. Oh, because people also think slugs are so ugly. So when we look at family members who are really fucked up, we see the ugliness because we're not also seeing them in their natural environment, which would be the ethers, the stars. Oh, the way it's coming in, I'm sorry, it may not be conveyed, but the way that spirit is now bringing it in, and yeah, that full moon's tomorrow, I'm like, oh, that's really beautiful. And so maybe actually, as we clarify, this is about a family member, whether they're on the other side or not, they're trying to reach out, but you're defensive, and maybe rightfully so. Oh, it's this I'm sorry, guys. It's the psychicness. Like, it's the seeing a feeling. Because, like, yes, I can hear it, and I try to transcribe, essentially. But, like, in these types of readings, it's, like, being in the feeling and then also getting, like, privy to this, like, beautiful understanding. Me, a name I call myself. But to be human, again, is like an individualization, what we think is separateness from whatever it is that we pray to. And in the world, going back to color, as we look at what's happening in the world right now, this divisiveness. Oh. Oh, okay. Fuck, it's gonna take me right out. Okay. I see. Okay, grandmama. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to have a sip of water about this. I'm gonna have a big fat cry. Okay, hold on. Okay, grandmama. Okay, everyone. Let's bring it in. Okay, so Champion of Cups. Well, you know what? There is a lot of dad energy here. The Elder of Pentacles, the King of Penties, the Strength card with the, you know, the dad line and the baby line. Okay, so let's clarify the Champion of Cups. Temperance. It's bridging. And see, I think this is an ancestor that's passed on. This could be one of your parents. And I'm guessing one that you really struggled with, very much like how I struggled with my bio dad, and he's passed. And so a lot of the conversations that I've had with him when I learned that he passed was with a lot of rage, and I fucking have told him how I feel. That being said, I have softened. There have been moments of softness. Yeah, we're going back to the stars. Yeah, I'm getting a dad energy here. This is dad. Like, you can try to fit here, like, maybe a mom that you struggled with on the other side, but this to me is very clear about a male father figure for you, and one of which you would have really struggled with. I don't believe they're still alive. So if you don't have a parent that's dead, and you don't have a dad that's dead, most likely this isn't for you. But if things are resonating, again, take what fits. But, like, to me, this is, like, very specific. Yeah, the sins of the father. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And they're trying to connect. Yeah, this is where I'm like, oh, I feel the love. But I also understand how complicated it is, because I've equally hated my parents, folks. Like, I get it. But the way that spirit's bringing it in. Oh, I get that. Oh. Sorry, folks. I understand now. Like, this. When we don't love our parents, we try to separate ourselves from them, to look for the things that are different, to be like, I'm not like you. with my own mom, I've really claimed that I don't come from her. It feels as though she was the suitcase in which I came into this world. I claim my grandmother as my lineage when I connect. But no matter how different you see yourself, the materiality is there. Sorry, folks. Whoever I'm connecting to on the other side is just like, there's a lot of love. And I feel like I understand both worlds. So it's like, oh, she's ripping me open here, boys. And I know, yes, the scythe. Fuck. Oh, what? I did not see this coming. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, we definitely have a father spirit here who really, really loves you on the other side. And I feel like this reading is about the fact that they understand so much more now. And I feel like they understand probably why you hate their guts or why you wouldn't want to connect. But because it's showing up as that champion of cups and then to temperance this cups, like there's just this like, it's about time. Like I really just, I think you've been going through a really hard time. Yeah, the minor keys, and maybe you shared music with your dad. Hand to God, if I wasn't filming right now, I would just be weeping. That's what I really want to do. It's a beautiful thing, but I can understand you as well. I understand how you've arrived there. Okay, Apprentice of Wands, the Ten of Wands. It's about time. They want you to put down the burdens, because I think it's also about carrying. It's carrying, it's the lineage, the ancestors. It's this like generational either trauma or like the things that we pick up from our parents. Do you know what I mean? The burdens, how this stuff gets passed down. And it's like it was never yours to carry, and you got to put it down, It's about time. Okay. The Lovers. The Queen of Pentacles. Even though this is like a father figure, and it's interesting because we saw the Three of Pentacles with, again, the hive, and now we're on the inside of the hive. Oh, the Queen. Okay, tell me a bit more. Because like what I'm really sensing though, and because I'm guessing maybe this father figure in your life was literally not emotional, to say the least, and probably quite violent or reactive. But there's such a tenderness here. It's so affectionate and deeply nurturing. It does feel like a mother's energy, but more, no, it does feel like the paternal, but even just with the Lovers being duality, I feel like this father figure, because they're in their natural environment now, they're in their essence, they see. Going back to the eye, yes, they see. They see. Yeah, I just feel so much love coming from this person. And I think that they do try to communicate to you quite a bit. And just like this, it's like, ouch. Yeah, like every time I feel like they try to come close, and I've been there. I've been there with my dead father. Even with my grandfather too, where I'm just like, dude, you're a fucking piece of shit. I've spoken very clearly to my father. But oddly enough, in the last real recent, I've been talking to not only my dad, but my Uncle Gord. They were brothers. They have the same birthday even, Virgos. And whenever I picture my grandma, sometimes like the spirit team, they show me the most unusual pairing where it's like my bio dad and my grandma, and like I'm telling you, like there couldn't be a weirder combo. And I don't think they actually spent any time together in this life, like in the real world. Okay, tell me a little bit more of the Lovers to the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, the Hanged One. See, the cosmology, to be in the natural essence. And also because my own personal belief, and you don't need to subscribe to this, but like, again, it's like when you understand inherently there is no separation. And just like that song that I love by John Fahey, in Christ there is no east or west. There is no divisiveness. There is no duality. It's very much an earth-based thing. Wow. Okay, so the Nine of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles. See and look. This deck is the only one to have parental stuff. Yeah, like your dad wants to connect. They're working on it. Like they're always working to connect to you. And you're this little porcupine. You don't want it. I get it. There's literally no judgment here. I fully understand it. I have literally been in this, and I'm still in it with my mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. But yeah, they want to rebuild with you. I really do. I really, like, I'm sure this message will trigger people who have really shitty dead parents. I know it. I fucking know it. But all I can say is I'm the messenger. This is what they're bringing through so strongly. And I feel like because the Wasp is about, again, what I'm hearing is they want to help you build new defenses. But see how it's not prickly? It's about keeping you safe within the hive. Building a strong enough hive, an inner self. Trusting yourself, trusting that you know how to defend yourself, because a wasp never questions if they know how to fucking, you know, like throw down. A wasp is always ready to go. They trust themselves, like that, you know. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles. Oh, 2 cards. Yeah, what I was just saying about how you defend yourself. But see, now you're this pair of scissors. It's about discernment. But you can also use scissors for exactly this, going out into the garden and making yourself a beautiful bouquet. Yeah, these aren't porcupine quills. They're not swords. They're not those weird icicle things too in that peacock. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but it is about defending. And then with this Knight of Pentacles. What's on there? What is on that coin? Well, these are really old coins. Again, there's something about, yeah, length of time, the generations. Like this coin is from like 1,000. I don't know, BC? What animal is on there? Oh man, I wish I could really see that up close. I'm gonna have to get a magnifying glass to really look at the details. Yeah, a solid offer. Tell me a little bit more. The Champion of Pentacles, yeah, clarify that. Oh, the Elder of Swords. And is it Rodin, the sculptor, who does this one? Or a similar one? Oh, but see again, the sword, one in the earth, one up. And just like the Ace of Swords, it was in the earth, but the Page of Swords, and he's made of stone in this one, the King of Swords. And he's thinking. Well, when we sculpt things, it's usually to kind of canonize or like an homage to great leaders, right? So again, there's something here about your dad. Things set in stone. Hold on, there's this last piece that I feel like I'm trying to wrap up here. Oh my God, it's the longest reading. Okay, hold on, Spirit, can you quickly tell me, because I gotta go to bed, but also like nobody. Well, all I just keep seeing is like they want to offer. They want, again, it's an extension. They want to reach out. I feel like you're going through something and they see it's like it's about time for you to put down these burdens. They want to help you. And there's something here about the way that they were, again, your defense mechanisms, things that you thought were like set in stone, but also being like, as above, so below, connecting. You want to bridge, right? It's the balance, bridging of two worlds and seeing things clearly. Okay, so let's put all these cards in to get one last quick message, because that's really what it's about. I don't even know what to call this reading. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. Well, it's about time, but see, natural versus unnatural. It's unnatural that these aren't colored in. And in fact, they're illustrated. These would present as more real. But what's getting watered is unnatural. So whatever you're focusing on, it's the more unnatural aspects. And what they want to redirect you to is you want to pour into the things that can actually grow. And because there's no color, it reminds me of the stone statue. So like things of the past, things no longer here. There's no life, but this is, and you could pour into that. Things that are still living. And maybe it's part of the death too. You can't move past this death. Maybe the rage, or like you feel like there's no closure. You're still pouring into something. Yes. Because this ant, again, is of the earth, but is holding the sword up, I really think, like, connect to your ancestors. The stars are all over this body. Look at all of this cloud, you know? Like, it's redirecting up here. Look up. When in doubt, look up. Acknowledge all of the ancestors, but be willing to observe them in a more natural state. Or ask yourself, is it possible that all of us, because we all make blunders, some more severe than others for sure, the impact. But there's something here about connecting to what is true. Okay, is there anything else, Grandma? Back to that Two of Swords. Yeah, we got Well, I mean, you don't have to do anything, but it's just like, if you're willing to remove these tools and see, you can do a lot with an axe and a scythe. They are tools, but I feel like they're not being used as tools right now. They're used to keep a disconnect. Whereas a sword, not quite a tool. I mean, it's mostly used to like bring harm, but in the tarot, it denotes truth, clarity, that connection. Yeah, when we distance ourselves enough so that we can have a higher perspective. Ah, yes, the higher perspective, a distancing. Because right now you're too close to it. Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. So, what would you like to say? Whoever it is that I'm connecting. Oh, okay. That's a lot. Hold on. No. Too many. Although this Apprentice of Cups is standing out. Okay. Actually, let's go. Oh, where did it go? Oh, it was lost you. Okay, hang on. Okay. To the parent that I'm connecting to, what feels like the father. Yeah, they really want to reach out. And see how fertile this is? There's so much fertility. And this is more like the jungle. Yeah, like the rainforest. Fertility, things that grow. Again, life. Things that will grow for you. They want to see you grow. But yeah, there is like a release here. Like there is a cutting of something, but I think it's around what was modeled or like what. Yeah, going back to tools, like cutting away. Back to the king, yeah. And there's something here too about like this energy that I'm connecting to. I feel like I'm just gonna say like a dad. They don't want you to be like them in this way. Fixed, unmovable, stuck in this like endless contemplation. Again, like think. There's no solution in that. It's not wisdom. It's just kind of a loop and a kind of a paralysis state. Again, no color. There's no life. It's stuck. It's unmovable. It's unnatural. Yeah, like don't be like them. Okay, any last messages? Because I gotta go to bed. So spirits. I just heard like they're really sorry. They see now. And look, the full moon. Yeah, it's about the reveal. They just see things clearly now. And see the dough. Oh my god. Oh. Doe deer, female deer. Maybe your dad's name was Ray. A drop of me, a name I call myself. Far long way to run. Either way, I feel like they acknowledge that they really hurt you. They just see it clearly, and they're really sorry. And I feel like they would do kind of anything now. They want to protect you, and they want to see you. It's about time for this generational line to like, you know, like move on up. Don't make the same mistakes. Don't carry the burdens that don't belong to you. It's that dough. And we started there. Oh, I can't. Okay, I gotta go. This is really beautiful though. I don't know. It did something to me. I hope I trust and hope that if you stay till the very end, that this message was for you. Oh, it really got me. If anything, I hope that I could convey the feeling. And trust me, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but like when energy comes incorrect or is lying or is just disgusting, like I would let you know. But this is like, it's a 9 million out of 10 beautiful. Like I'll be thinking about this tonight when I go to bed. I have been clearly very touched. Oh, okay. Stay blessed, stay golden. Night, night.